Okay, I think we have everything set up. Drinks, food, and especially the snacks. I made sure to get all your favorites on. Because, hey, that's what best friends are for, right? I can see you've already eaten half of them so far. I went downstairs to get them from the snack cupboard. By the way, you know where it is. You've been over to my house, like, how many times by now? It's been a lot. Now our sleepover can finally begin. So, before we watch a movie and snuggle or something, if you're up to it, that is. You know, just as best friends snuggling. What I'm getting at is I was wondering if you could help me with something. See, I've been writing this story, and I was wondering if you could sorta give me some feedback. You know, it's just, in the early stages. It's more of an outline, really, but I really want to get your opinion. I could quickly run you through the main points and see what you think. If that's alright with you? Great! That's great. I'm so glad to hear it. Okay, so where do I begin? Well, first of all, I guess. I should probably give you the main character. So she's a girl with a hair color like mine, eye color like mine. And she has this friend of hers that has an eye color like yours. In fact, she loves this friend very, very much. Much more than just a friend, but this friend is kinda dense. They never seem to realize it. In fact, they seem to be a little slow to read in between the lines a little. Okay, so what do you think of her so far? Nothing is wrong with her so far, right? Right. Nothing's wrong with her. Sure, you didn't do anything wrong. Anyway, so this girl is madly in love with her friend. I'm talking about 200% batshit crazy over them. Her friend is really making her lose her marbles. But, hopefully that's not the only thing she's losing in love, it's really difficult when this friend is so dense. Anyways, so she really loves this friend. But she can't confess, because what if she gets rejected? She could never take that. It could even ruin their friendship. It's the one real emotional connection she has. Everything else just feels so lifeless for her. So she really doesn't have the heart to confess directly. There's too much she could lose. So she tries to sort of feel things out, if you get what I'm saying. She tries to make allusions here and there, trying to test her friend's reaction, seeing if there's anything that'll work. Sometimes she flirts in a sort of indirect way. Well, you see, this friend is still hopelessly dense. So this sort of method really never works either. She even asks to snuggle a lot. And she gets to. She always makes these flirty remarks. Like, you're so good at snuggling. I wish I was the girlfriend of someone who can snuggle as good as you do. Or something like that. The friend still doesn't get it, of course. The girl does everything. She even always makes sure to keep their favorite snacks in their cupboard. Of course, the significance of this goes unnoticed. Okay, so what do you think of her so far? Right, so far so good. She didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with her trying to indirectly test the waters with her friend. Nothing wrong with trying to protect the one she admires so much. If anything, the friend should have noticed her feelings to begin with. Am I right, or am I right? But I'm still not done. No, not done yet. Let me get on with the story, hon. So, she really can't get enough of her friend, you see. She wants to be romantic with them. She wished they were a couple, but nope, they're not. So she fantasizes about it a little, you know. Innocent little fantasies. Everyone has them about their crush, right? She has too. Innocent little fantasies. Like holding hands with them, hugging them, getting married. But that's still not enough, and she just wants to bring some of it to reality. Just a tiny little bit into reality. So she takes a photo. She has of her and her friend together. And she edits it a little to make it into a wedding photo. Wedding dress and all, of course. And that makes her so, so happy. You know, it's just something tangible to her. She looks at the photo every day. Every night she makes her phone background her lock screen. She frames a copy and even sleeps with it. It's the one thing that gives her happiness, peace even. When she's usually such a fucking insomniac. But she can't be satisfied with just that. Not with just a photo. It's still missing something. Her fantasy just isn't physical enough yet. She thinks of all the times she's snuggled with her friend, and how lovely it is to feel their warmth. They weren't around to snuggle, so she thinks of stealing one of their sweaters. And if she wore that, it would feel like they're with her all the time. And she needs that. She needs that so desperately. It's just ridiculous. So one day, when her friend isn't paying attention, she ever so stealthily sneaks one of their sweaters and replaces them with, what was it? Ah, yes. Replaces it with an identical one. She gets away with it completely, of course. She keeps a straight face the entire day. Nothing getting past her poker face. She smiles to her friend as usual. She laughs with them as usual. And they don't suspect a thing. She loves that sweater. She treasures it and cherishes it so much. Every night pretending like her friend's with her, snuggling under the sheets. Not just their sweater. And I'll ask, what do you think about her right now? But I already know the answer, it's fine. She's fine, right? She didn't do anything wrong. She's just acting out of love. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with loving her friend, who has your hair color and eye color, who happens to wear the same exact sweaters as you do. There's nothing wrong with the main character being a little crazy in love. But it's because she's so romantic that she just can't settle down. She can't be happy with just a sweater, mind you. It's a great sweater, you know. It's not as great as the real thing, of course. And she's just torn apart that she can't spend every single minute with them. Every second when she's away from them, it just eats away at her insides. Little by little, all the time, and she can't stand it. She wants to spend every waking second with them. I know that's not really possible or feasible. So she starts watching her friend. It starts with just watching them from behind the bushes. Maybe from behind a car or something, but hey, gotta start from somewhere, right? That way she can watch her friend again all the time. And after a while, she gets an idea. She sets cameras everywhere, especially in their bedroom. The kind no one would notice. She sets them up all over the place. And of course, there's extra ones especially for the bedroom. So, that way she can watch them all the time. They probably wouldn't let her sleep over any more if they found out. That would just be unreasonable. But now she can watch her friend fall asleep all the time. It's almost like they're a couple, but they're not. She's a great character, right? You don't have to say anything because I already know it's fine. She's fine. She didn't do anything wrong. But like I was saying, they're not a couple. And even though she watches her friend all the time from the cameras, it makes her extremely aware of it because, yes, she can watch them all the time. But you see, she sees everyone else giving them attention, and she just feels so neglected. Getting all that attention and not from her. When she sees them sharing meals with others, she thinks, that should be me. When she sees them laughing and joking with others, she thinks, that should be me. When she sees them talking to others, she thinks, that should be me. And she tries to keep it together, of course. Of course she tries. She never does anything wrong. She tries to bury her feelings deep down within herself, because she doesn't want to hurt anyone, especially their friend. Even though she might, she doesn't want to hurt anything between them. Right? Of course, there's jealousy, feeling neglected by their friend. They all get a bit more heated day after day, until inevitably the entire thing boils over. So she invites her friend over for a sleepover, just like this one, in fact. And the one thing she wants more than anything is just to be accepted. But it's kinda hard to ask for that. If she tries to be direct, she just stumbles over her words like a bumbling idiot. So she confesses about her feelings in an indirect way. All the things she did, as if it was a character in a story, and not her. But she's worried, you see. She's still so worried. What if she isn't accepted? What if they try to run away? So she thought of a plan. A perfect plan. She had some rope she keeps under her bed. It looks just like my bed, you see. And she dragged the snacks that her friend ate. The very same kind of snacks you helped yourself to. That way they couldn't get away even if they wanted to. But why would they want to, She didn't do anything wrong. And don't you think so too? So what do you think the friend will do now, What do you think you'll do now? Are you going to leave?